There's a couple different ways to use them. A lot of traders use them to try and trade in between, buy when it hits the lower band, sell when it hits the higher band. That's one way to use them. Another way
Welcome back, traders and investors, to Benzinga's Pre-Market Prep, brought to you by Charles Schwab. We have Rachel Shasha on the line. She is a trader and blogger at Sassy Options. Rachel, how you doing today?
I'm great. Thank you for asking.
Yeah, and well, before we go into the markets and stuff, you have another hobby, right, or another profession?
Yeah, I teach cycling classes a few days a week.
What do you teach?
Cycling.
Cycling classes. Okay, because I was doing some research for the show, and we saw that you were a trainer and a fitness expert.
Yeah, I used to be a trainer. I definitely am a fitness expert, and now I just teach some classes a few times a week.
Yeah, and
Pre-market. So I actually taught this morning before.
Really?
I do that.
And you're out in California?
No. I used to live in California. I live in New York.
Oh, I was going to say you would be an early riser. So.
Oh my God! Please, no way. I'm not that crazy.
A healthy mind and a healthy body as well. That's great. I like to get a workout in before the opens too. All right, so let's talk. What a wild day yesterday. Did it catch you? Did you catch you blindsided, or were you positioned properly? Get yourself positioned properly.
Actually, It did not catch me at all, and I'm not going to sit here and say that it doesn't usually when something like that happens, because it does, but this time I was very prepared, overly. I mean, I saw this coming. I, lined it up exactly. So this time I actually was right on.
And how were you positioned?
Well, I mean, I was mostly flat, but I had positioned, so I caught the bounce on Tuesday, and then I almost bought 5 puts before the close. Was it Tuesday or Wednesday, whatever day, Wednesday. And I almost bought 5 puts anticipating a drop, but I thought I'd get a better price Thursday morning. Or Friday, yeah, Thursday morning, but the drop happened so quick, so I got him a little. But I still, even after we dropped a little bit, I still bought 5 puts because I still thought we had more to go, and I still think we have a little more to go.
Okay, so yesterday's low is holding up in the pre-market. So you do it with the spiders, spider puts.
Yeah, that was what I did this week, only because I felt like this is what was going to happen, and I mean, it depends on the environment. I'd rather play like a high beta name if there's something going on, like, or if we're going up. But for something that's like, I just think that we're going to do a quick drop, I'd rather just do buy.
Okay. And how about Apple? Boy, that thing probably was one of your leaders yesterday on the downside. You been trading that at all?
No, I have not. I've stayed away. I don't know what's going on with Apple. It's just too up and down right now. I feel like there's no trend. It's just in a range. So for now, I'm staying away. Although I do sense it could rally hard today. I mean, just now, it's like now I hear news is coming out now that maybe the whole thing was a hoax. I don't know, with the iPhone 6. I mean, I definitely feel it's undervalued, and eventually the momentum will come back.
There's been 9 confirmed reports of iPhones bending there. We've been trying to find somebody who's got an iPhone 6 to see if we can make it a 10th, but we haven't had any luck here this morning. So I guess we don't know for sure if there's confirmation that this is a hoax or not, but I think there's some truth to it.
I mean, I don't know. It seems so silly.
Well, I think that this stock's been on such a tear, though, too, that people are looking probably to take, profits on it. And a lot of times you see these things after they do release the phones. You often do see a little bit of a profit-taking sell-off there afterwards. So it might be a little bit to do with it, too. But people get scared. Yeah. They're sitting on some profits in the stock. It's up near highs. So not that surprising. What do you think of the Nike earnings from today?
All I know is that it's up. I haven't really heard much about it. I mean, I guess they're doing well. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm not going to buy it here. I think it's a good one to own, and it's a good it's a good one to trade, but not up here for me at least. I'd rather see a pullback.
Rachel, Dennis and I were talking about last Friday. We had the quad witch expiration, and a lot of times you see a significant turning point in the market coming off a quad witch expiration. Huge buy imbalances last Friday, a week ago, pushed the index to a new all-time high, and now we're basically 40 points off that level, 50 points off that level. Did you see any, did you get that feeling off the quad witch last week, or see any kind of turning points with exorbitant buying? And also, how did the quad witch treat you?
I mean, I definitely think that there's some rebalancing that goes on that and excuse things. I mean that high that we made with it, I didn't really trust it. Which is why I felt this week was going to be bearish. It just seemed contrived in a way, and not manipulatively contrived or anything, but just contrived in terms of, rebalancing and pinning and just getting everyone like their portfolios back to whatever they wanted it to be or whatever. I mean, especially because it was also ES futures were also rolled over.
Yeah, they did. They did. Actually, they made a pre-market high at like 1450 and didn't even get there during the regular session, and then pulled back. But here we are. We're kind of with the same scenario that we had. I believe it was on Monday and Tuesday. Monday we had a big decline, found support, held that support in the pre-market, or it was a Tuesday and Wednesday. Yeah, I'm off since missing yesterday.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it was Tuesday and Wednesday, and this is kind of the same scenario where you had a big dip the previous day, then it's holding off the open here. We are trading 5 points off the high here. You think we're going to have a repeat of Wednesday where they just scoop up all the offers and take this thing back up?
If I have to give my bias on it, I say no. I say we go lower. And actually, I'd rather that if we go lower and just kind of really make a good bottom and then can rally and take, the next leg up next week. I feel like if we do have one of those monster bounces again, it's possible that we then, again, go back down next week.
Yeah, I mean, the buy the dippers have, come in to, rescue this market at, just about every time we've had a similar decline like this, and now going into Friday, setting up the same way. Today's the expiration of some of the weekly options. Dennis and I talk about some lotto plays, things that are out of the money, very risk, low risk, high reward. Anything on your weekly options plate you're looking for a move in?
It's so hard, actually. I have to say this week's one of the harder ones to gauge because I told you I look at open interest, but because of the volatility this week, it's so all over the place. I don't know. I think maybe on the long side, a good lotto might be Apple. And if the market sells off on the short side,
which we are right now. Brent, do we have any breaking news here? The S&Ps have just...
We're still selling off from those numbers that we had at 8:30.
I think CBP came out or something. I don't know.
Okay. Not holding...
Yeah, I see Treasuries too selling off.
Well, we also were taking a look at a couple of the big oil stocks, a stock like ExxonMobil. This stock peaked quite a while ago, above 104. Now quite a bit off the highs. I mean, some people can blame it on the move in oil. It's been leading, been going lower for quite some time along with the oil market. Do you care much about the big cap oils, or do you like to trade more of the stuff that's, more volatile? More volatile,
but I do see that it is, I don't know what the market right now, but I do see that it is a sport right now. I look at it hard. So, I mean, if you're a bond, sure, could be worth a shot.
Okay. What about, let's go to some of the other momos here. Facebook made a new all-time high. Perhaps would have kept going if the market would have kept going, but that didn't. You think this thing is looking for $80 here over the next couple days? I mean, 78's been a real stickling point. Really only sold off to 77.13 yesterday and getting a nice bounce. You still like how the chart's looking in Facebook?
Definitely. I think that for me, as soon as I feel like we've hit a bottom and we're going to rally again, assuming, we're not going to correct any bigger than the normal 3 to 5%. My go-tos are going to be Facebook, Twitter, Google, in terms of the momentum names, and Apple probably. And I feel like there's going to be, mine is pulling out of some of them and going into others, like almost rotation within the momentum names.
Okay.
So I think that, Facebook is definitely on the top of the list.
Okay. Did you get involved in Alibaba off the IPO at all?
Nothing. Did nothing with it.
Yeah, you just gonna wait till the options start trading and start tracking it that way.
Exactly.
And Yahoo came off hard off the IPO. It's come back down. Had that 37.90 low is it seems to be holding up here. Even with all the selling that we had yesterday, did not get near that level. You're looking at the support. Yahoo is, once again, this is a little bit too low of a low volatility stock for you.
Yeah, it's low volatility for me. I think eventually Yahoo's going to sell off more. I don't know. I just felt like it was more of an Alibaba play, and now it's kind of like, all right, that's done.
And now the Alibaba magic is gone. Yeah, that did. The interesting thing about that is it did come back to the level 38 from which it had its the run when the things really got going with Alibaba. So we'll keep an eye on that.
Although I will say that I think people think it's going to get bought out soon. So
by who? Who do you think would buy Yahoo? I also heard some crazy talk.
That's a good question.
They were talking about Baba buying it themselves. BABA could come out and buy it just to get their 22% of their stock back.
I feel like that would make the most sense.
Wow.
Well, it's crazy when you look at, and the Nigerian brothers were talking about this on CNBC yesterday. It's crazy when you look at the valuation of the Yahoo, and you look at it, and it's valued, the whole entire company, at like $40 billion. Yet their holdings of Alibaba are worth almost $50 billion. I know there's going to be tax consequences and stuff in there, so I guess you have to knock that out. But when you start figuring that out, they're valuing the Yahoo operations. This is what the Nigerian brothers were saying too, at almost nothing or even negative. So, there's some value there from, if you think that Yahoo itself without Alibaba has value, then maybe it's not that bad of a buy here.
Maybe, but if that's what you're buying, it's because of, I don't know. Since when does this market trade off value anyway? It's shooting short term, which is what I feel like you do.
Good point.
When does this market trade on value? Well, that's going to be a good quote. We'll have to mark that one down. Just finishing up some of the other Momos.
JNS is the biggest Momo right now. Did you hear this news there? That Bill Gross is going to Janus Capital. This was just announced here. Yeah, and Janus Capital right now, and I'm getting murdered on this. I thought this thing was going to pause at 13. I destroyed it live. Never trade. Here's a rule of thumb, folks. When you're doing a radio show, never trade stock and do a radio show at the same time. It gets you into trouble. So anyway, I tried shorting this thing. I just tried shorting this thing like 10 minutes ago at 13. I thought it was ridiculous. Pop went over from 11 to 13. It's blowing through there. It's up at 13.75. I've covered a little bit of stock here at a loss, but this is an ugly short for me right now. I'll tell you that.
Wow, yeah, we are moving up here, coming up on.
Oh, you're risky.
When you're doing a radio show, it's hard.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's a risk.
I'm in trouble here. Don't short rocket ships, folks. You're learning the hard. I'm learning the hard way here right now. Don't do them on radio shows and don't short rocket ships because this thing's going to trade $14 here in a minute. This thing is unbelievable.
Yeah, up 275 here. Let's take a look at some of the other Momos. I was going to bring up LinkedIn here. LNKD. That one had a sell-off. Boy, it had an amazing run up after earnings, and I was just watching that thing go and go. Finally has given a little bit back, finding some nice support here in LinkedIn. Is that enough for you maybe to take a look at a trade on the long side?
This is totally, this one is upsetting me very much because I do not like LinkedIn, and I would like to see it drop, and I see a bear flag. It depends on how you look at it. It could be a cup and handle. It could be so many different things. And if it follows like a similar plan as it did just a few months ago, then the likelihood, like if you look at the July, August, the
Yeah, I see
likelihood
it.
is it goes back up. But I don't know. I don't know. I just can't wrap my head around wanting to be long. I just want to be shorted, and that's it. I just want to drop.
Yeah, it gave you an opportunity up there. It hugged 230 and then, came off, and then it looked like it was consolidating. Then, unless you caught it on that one big day, the big drop day, I'm not sure if
I
that.
actually did, randomly enough.
Oh, you did? Okay, good for you.
Yeah, I
So,
did.
sounds like you're trading that one with a little bit of bias.
But see, yeah, exactly. So now I feel like it's just hurting me because I don't like it. And I wanted to drop. I wanted to go to at least 200 day.
Okay, and also we always have to ask you about your Goldman Sachs indicator here. That the financials, that and some of the other financials, really have taken off. Goldman Sachs got up to some levels that it hasn't seen, I believe, since 2010. Backed off a little bit. Noticing anything in the open interest in shares of Goldman Sachs?
So here's the thing with that, and this is the thing with markets and adapting. The indicator doesn't work when there's a lot of momentum behind financials.
Okay.
So last week there was a ton of momentum, the last couple of weeks in Goldman Sachs. So in that situation, I have to give a lot less regard to the open interest. One of the things that I'm going to go along when, as I said, when I think this pullback is over, is definitely some financials, and Goldman Sachs is probably the number one. I think it's going to go a lot higher in the near term. So I'm just waiting for that pullback just a little bit more, and then I'm getting long.
Okay, it did break out nicely from that 180 level and got up to 188. Now it's pulled back about halfway. And considering what the market did yesterday, it did hold up pretty well. I mean, didn't get that much below Tuesdays and Wednesdays lows, getting a little bit of a bump up in the pre-market. Below this 184.50 level, though, things open up a little bit to 183.50. So, just any final comments on the market here? S&Ps are trading up $1.75 here, coming into Friday. Weekly options expiration. Any tips or final words of advice for our listeners?
I mean, I would say since I think it's going to be really hard to play today. I don't think anyone knows what's going to happen, but if we do go lower, I would say start looking for a bottom.
Okay.
For a good swing long.
Okay.
And if we go higher, then I don't know. Then I think next week.
It's hard when these days when they come down like that and then they turn to go back up. It's really hard to find a good shorting point. I mean, if you want to lean on levels, I mean, yesterday's high is 30 handles away from this area. We had Rachel Shasha on the line. She's a trader and blogger at Sassy Options. A frequent guest here on Benzinga's Pre-Market Prep, brought to you by Charles Schwab. Rachel, thanks for coming on, and we hope to speak to you again soon.
Great. Thanks for having me.